Today's topic, as you know, is joy, divine joy. And like Swamiji was there saying in this affirmation, uh, that this joy is not to be found in the ups and downs of this life. And if it is there within us, why are we not able to access it? If it is a reality of every one of us, why can't we access it? All the saints have said it. It is this intoxication, it is so blissful. And then we are sitting here and I am saying, something wrong with me? Why am I not able to feel it? And then what happens? I start thinking, okay, where did I feel joy in my life? Oh, yeah, after I was hungry for a long time and I got to eat one biscuit, I felt a lot of joy. I don't know whether you've experienced such a thing or not. If you're without food or without water for a long time, even one sip of that water is a big boon. And then you start thinking, okay, I felt joy maximum at this point in my life. So if this joy they are saying, it must be more than that. Obviously, if they are saying it is so beautiful, then you start saying, okay, what did I do to achieve that joy? Okay, I had done this. In return, this happened. And when this happened, I felt tremendous joy in myself. So what I should do, I should make more effort to feel more joy. And that is the play of Maya. We will never get this divine joy outside of ourselves. And that is where Maya is fooling us. Because we are trying to find this divine joy through our physical senses. And physical senses will never give us divine joy. It will give us some joy which will be fluctuating. Like it was said in today's reading, that I somehow need to get away from this wave of ups and downs of life, learn to remain calm, and only in that calmness will I learn how to go within. I have to somehow learn, because my senses are going to fool me. All my senses are directed outwards, and if I am going to try to find this joy, divine joy with my senses, I am not going to find it. So I need to find a way to switch off my senses, to somehow reverse the natural flow of prana, the natural way of senses being outwards. I have to somehow learn to go inwards. And that is where Kriya Yoga comes in. And that is where the role of a guru comes in. Brother Anandmoyi was a disciple of Yogananda ji in US, and he was a architect. And in fact, he had cleared the exam for architecture, which was the most difficult in the world. There was some, I'm forgetting the name of that architect who was in US, and the people I'm talking of 1940s. And at that time, he cleared that exam. He was from Switzerland and he came to US for this after clearing, and he was with that architect. And he had achieved every possible award that this world could give, any money that this world could give. So Brother Anandmoyi says, I watched him like a hawk. Is he happy? He has achieved what this world can give. And he says, I started observing that at times there were a blankness in him. And he says, when I was searching for this, in one of the lectures, he himself said that I haven't found that happiness that I am looking for. And someone asked him, that architect, this question, that if I am searching for something and I am not able to achieve it, then what do I do it? He said, you come back again. He believed in reincarnation. But Brother Anandmoyi by that time had read Autobiography of a Yogi. And he, like Swami Kriyananda, came to know, that Yogananda ji is in US and he is in Mount Washington. He came to know that he is giving a lecture in that Hollywood church, and he went there. And in his own words, he listened to the talk, he found the talk inspiring, and then Master was at the gate when everyone was leaving, and everyone is coming and paying their respect, and Brother Anandmoyi did not know anything about guru, disciple, touching feet. He just took his hand out And Master shook his hand, and the moment his hand touched his hand, something went up his spine, and he was ecstatically drunk in God. And in his own words, he said that he started walking out of that church and he couldn't walk straight, and he was walking like a drunk like this and laughing, and tears were flowing down his cheeks. And his people who were coming across were looking at him saying, what a chap, in the morning he's drunk. And they were avoiding him. And he said, I was least bothered because I had tasted the actual wine, the actual nectar of God. And that is, he said, it took me many hours to simmer down, to come back to normalcy. And then I knew what is this wine, what is this nectar of God that all these saints talk about. And then we come to this conclusion, the Guru is very important. Who will be my Guru? How will I find him? Will he be like in India, this caste system was there, that will he be from this caste, or will he be from this religion? And all the saints say it. Mirabai was from a royal family. She was a queen. And she fell in love with Krishna. And because of that, there were problems in her household, and she actually left home in a white sari with her iktara. And her guru was whom? Ramdas, who was what? A leather tanner, jisko we call it chamar. And after she left the palace, she had met him, and there was opposition. How can you go to a low caste person? But she knew he is his guru, her guru, and she went to him without saying a word. And he was at that time tanning the leather. And I don't know whether you've seen it or not. When they do it, they put acid, which is kind of a reddish in color, and he was doing this. And Mirabai came and stood, and he was drunk in God's love. He had realized God, that in whatever you do, you are with God. And he was doing this Ram, 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 with doing tanning of leather by taking the name of God. And Mirabai came and stood, and he was so involved in the name of Ram, he never realized that she is standing in front. And it was only after 5-6 minutes that he realized, that someone is standing in front, and he saw Mirabai standing in a white sari, and that red thing had come and fallen on her sari. And he said, Meera, tu to rang gayi. And in that moment, she felt the bliss of God, because she could understand what the touch of Guru is all about. A king, a queen, to this. We see the other extreme, Kabir Das. He was born in a family, and he was adopted by Muslim parents, and he knew because he was a very evolved soul, he knew his guru was Ramanandji, who was a very exalted saint, but who was a Brahmin, and he heard that he does not accept people from another religion, but he knew my guru is him. So what did Kabir Das do? On the banks of Ganga, he used to come down the ghat to the steps early in the morning at 4 o'clock to take a bath. So Kabir Das ji laid down on the steps. We knew he was going to walk down here. And when he was taking the name of Ram, he was not looking down. He touched the body of Kabir Das. And in that moment, the bliss went to him. That ecstasy of God was felt by Kabir Das, and he wrote these beautiful couplets that talk about this intoxication of God. We too need to understand that we need to access this love that exists within all of us. Then the question comes, okay, if so many people felt it, they have gotten it through the Guru, what do I need to do? Does it mean that I wait? When the Guru decides in whichever lifetime, I will ask for it. Again, the answer is in these people who got it. Did they wait? No. Their search for God, their search for this bliss, their search for this intoxication of God was intense. It was the most important thing in their life. They did everything else, what their life was giving to them, but the priority one in their life was they wanted to know God. And that is where the answer lies. We have to prepare our body, our nervous system to receive this liberating shock of omnipresence, as Master said it. And it cannot come to us if our nervous system is not ready. That is why the difference lies. We think, how come he had an experience? I have been doing so much for so many years. Why is he having it? Why am I not having it? Or for that matter, why is he having it? Because we are looking at measures which are external. Okay, I will go to mandir daily. I will go there and put prasad of this many rupees. We are doing external things. Okay, Yogananda ji hardly ever ate. Okay, so I will start fasting. Yogananda ji hardly ever slept. Okay, I will sleep for 3 hours in the night or 4 hours in the night. What has happened is, in Maya, we look what the saints are doing and we start thinking that the external things are the way to God. That is, if I sleep less, I will find God. If I eat less, I will find God. If I do outer ceremonies, rituals, I will find God. It is not so. When they got drunk in God's ecstasy, they were in bliss and joy of God, in samadhi, you don't need to sleep. The body is rested, like Master said, millions of earthly sleeps crushed into one. Can you begin to imagine that? When a person has gone into that state, he does not need to sleep. Because he's having so much energy, so much bliss within himself, he is rested beyond any rest that you can think of. Similar thing happens to food. He is feeding on the direct energy of God that is coming into him. He does not need food. So what we need to understand is, rather than going after these outer circumstances, the outer things that we experience in our life, we need to learn how to go within. And that is where Kriya Yoga comes in. There is nothing better than Kriya Yoga, I think so, that can teach you how to go within and learn the techniques that Master has taught. More important than that, practice them. We may listen to anything, we may read as many things, we may listen to experiences of others, but till the time I don't have it, I will never know what it is. And how will I have it? By eating the pudding we have prepared. By eating the pudding is by doing the techniques. If I keep on spending all my time in, I have decided, okay, God is important to me, and what do? Okay, I will listen to talks, I will read books. So I have spent 4 hours doing this, and I meditate for half an hour and go to sleep. What did Master say? If you are reading for 1 hour, you are in Satsang or seva for 2 hours, meditate for 4 hours. Meditation is very important. Yes, the 4 limbs of our path, Satsang and seva, are also very important. But sadhana has to be done for me to experience it. And then everything in life starts changing. I somehow have to learn to pull the prana inwards. The moment you learn it, everything in your life will change. Because with your own experience, you will realize that everything is within me, which Master spoke of, the kingdom of paradise, a portable kingdom of paradise that I carry with myself. Then I don't have to be dependent that, I need to go to the center and meditate and then only I will feel Guru's presence or God's presence. I am carrying it within me. Any and every place I go to, I can experience it. And this is where the teachings come in. What happens to most of us? We have not learnt, like Swamiji was saying in today's reading, the prerequisite is stillness, is calmness. If I will keep on fluctuating in life, ups and downs, if something good has happened to me, I will start flying in the air. If something bad has happened to me, I will go down into the dumps. And then I will say, where is God? Where is God? Why is He not coming to me? He cannot come to me. He is there, but I cannot feel Him. Reason is I am too excited. My nervous system is too excited. I cannot feel Him. Calm yourself through the techniques, through detachment, and then you will experience it. You will learn how to go into your Sushumna and tap into that inexhaustible, infinite bliss that exists within all of us. And what will happen is, initially you will learn through meditation, after sitting for a long time in meditation, and maybe someday, sometime, we'll start, oh, what is this? I felt something beautiful. Then you start doing more meditation. I need it more. I need it more. And you start learning, okay, if I do like this, if I move my prana like this, I will be able to feel it. Then that waiting time reduces from 2 hours to 1 hour, to half an hour, to minutes, to seconds, till the time you become like these great saints. In a split second, they switch off their senses. And they're gone. What did Yogananda ji do? If you can see his videos, they are there. In an instant, he is raising and he's gone. And he used to say, okay, you're clicking a photograph, okay, wait, let me go into samadhi. One breath and he's gone. In ecstasy, God's bliss. Such bliss exists that you can't even begin to imagine. It was not that he, was so great that he could do it and we can't do it. No. His purpose of his birth was to teach us. They did the play. You see what the tests that we go through. What did Yogananda ji do when this touch will come through whom? Through the Guru only. What happened to Yogananda ji? He knew Sri Yukteswar ji is going to be his Guru in this lifetime. He was having him in his superconscious visions even before he met him. But there was a deep, deep desire in him to go into Himalayas, where he will find God and his Guru. What happened? He did many attempts of running away from home, but he was even always caught. And the furthest he went was till Rishikesh, and from there he was caught back and brought back. But that desire remained in him. No, there is someone there in Himalayas who is going to give me that. And he found Sri Yukteswar ji right next to Calcutta in Serampur. But what happens? I don't know whether you are aware of it or not. I think it had been not 6 odd months he had been with Sri Yukteswar. But that desire in him that I am going to go into Himalayas, he went. He left the ashram. And before that he had heard about Ram Gopal Majumdar ji, who was a completely liberated saint, who was also a disciple of Lahiri Mahasaya ji. And he leaves the ashram. You've read that chapter in Autobiography of You. He goes to Tarakeshwar temple, and from there he is sent on a wrong route. And finally he meets Ram Gopal Majumdar ji. And Ram Gopal Majumdar ji is completely liberated. He spends one night with him. In that night he has experience of Sahasrar. He is able to see all the lights. His back problem, which had been troubling him, vanishes forever. And in the morning, he bows down at his feet and he says, give me samadhi. And what does Ram Gopal Majumdar say? It is not my place to give you samadhi. Your samadhi will be given by a guru who is in Serampur. Why are you running into Himalayas to find some guru there? When you will reach there, what will you do? You will be fighting over blankets because it is so cold. Your guru is there, and he goes back. And within a few days of his going back, he is again trying to meditate. We are aware of that instance, that he is actually, if you see in that meditation, he is seeing the places he is going to go. He is seeing the image of Mount Washington, Encinitas, and Ranchi Ashram, which he was going to establish. So it was not a restless meditation the way Master writes, but it was not God's meditation. And that is the time Sri Yukteswar called him. And he says, come. And first Master says, no, I am trying to meditate. Second call, third call, he says, I know what you are meditating. Come out of there. And he goes there, and when he stands in front of him, he says, you waited long enough. And one touch on his heart, and he goes into Samadhi. What was this Leela all about? We know Master was liberated many, many lifetimes ago. Sri Yukteswar was liberated many lifetimes ago. Why did they do this for us? What happens to us? We come to a path, we are doing the teachings, practicing them for some time, and I say, I am not feeling anything. What should I do? Oh, I have heard about that guy. Let's go running to him. Okay, I have heard about that guy. Let me go running to him. And what happens? We will get our touch from our Guru only. So you have to be steadfast. You have to do the practices and learn how to go within. There is nothing better than Kriya Yoga, because Kriya is actually teaching you how to go within your spine. If you learn, you can be detached. I will tell you, with Guru's grace, I can't call it grace. I lost my father-in-law recently, and it was obviously a sad incident for the family. And when his body was brought in back on the day, so everyone was crying. And what happened to me is, I felt the bliss of God within me. My consciousness went into the Sushumna, and I was in drunken ecstasy. And I was also crying, but I was crying in bliss. And I realized that it is possible to, in such a circumstance in your life, Guru was trying to teach me that it is possible that such a sad thing has happened, but even in that moment, you can feel God's love. And it is possible. That is what they did. That is what they came to teach us, that we should never be dependent on outside circumstances. And that is what we all are seeking actually. This divine joy, this divine bliss that we carry within us. Learn how to go within. Stop looking for things outside of ourselves. Go and meditate with an expectation that I will find this joy. I already am this joy. Learn somehow through these techniques. You see, everything. Om, I will not listen with my ears. Third eye, I will not see with my physical eyes. We use the word see, and what I do, okay, babaji is looking up. मेरे को तो दिख नहीं रहा. I am looking up. क्यों नहीं दिख रहा? Well, I am trying to look through my physical eyes. It's not going to happen. Okay, Master said the sound of the heart chakra is a gong, temple bell. Okay, let me listen from here. Right here he was saying. Nothing. I will see, that outside someone is doing something. Because I am trying to listen through my physical ears. All these things, the listening is through the listening sense, inwards. The seeing is not through physical eyes. I close my eyes and I learn to look within through the spiritual eye. Then I will see. So we are in a disadvantage. From our birth, we have been using our physical senses, and physical senses are going to fool us. So stop trying to think that you will find any aspect of God through our physical senses. You need to learn to switch them off or ignore them and learn to go within. And then everything which Master has said off will become obvious to us. So he is praying, Ji, that we all are able to feel this joy within us, and like Masters, be in this joy, be in this bliss of God, and share it with others. And what better example can we have of this divine joy than Swami Kriyananda? Swami Kriyananda, if you try and listen to any of his talk, especially towards the later part of his life, he cannot complete a sentence without tearing up when he's talking of his guru. What is happening? Was he acting? Is it possible for me to start crying about something and not feel it? It's not possible. What was happening? The moment he spoke about his guru, that intoxication, that bliss started rising in his spine. And in that state, you can do nothing but bow down, that thank you Guru, that you gave this experience to me. So let's also pray and do our bit like Swami Kriyananda and try and feel this bliss within us. Thank you so much, Ji. Om Guru.